cause I've been that bit. Keep it fly, cause I am the shit. Don't give a fuck what a hater gotta say. I'ma stand 10 toes for me anyway. Don't need nobody. Got myself and God got me too. Ooh, let me let you know I ain't wanna play with boo. Let me let you know I'm a little crazy, ooh. Let me let you know I could never be unstable, but I try to keep it cute, try to keep it stable. I said, Hi guys. I want to start this new series on this channel. I want to call it Spiritual Discoveries with Spiritually Sky. And this is, I guess, but where I share my experiences, and then of course share like how God has played a part in it, how astrology has played a part in it, and just different factors that has played a part in a lot of stuff, because this world is deeper than a lot of us realize or know, or even when we do learn something, there's still so much more to learn. Like yesterday, I learned something. I might make a video on it as I'm still researching it, but it had to do with numbers. So I put my name into it, and then it told me which each number represented, things like that. Again, we'll get into that today. I don't know. I kind of just want to talk to you guys. Um, and be raw, Got my hair up and everything, so, we're raw today. But I'm blinking and I'm nervous a little bit, so I'm going to but I gotta get it out of my head. Okay. Um, hmm. Let's talk about self-love and self-efficiency and self-care and all of those things. I feel like that is something that a lot of people don't realize how important, how beneficial it would be to them, to be able to rely on yourself. Now, it's okay to rely on others and to have a support system. However, God forbid for some of those who don't have a support system initially, we can't just depend on someone to save us. That's the point of time where usually it's fight or flight. Some of us fight, but a lot of us decide to flight and take off or run away from said issue. Really, I'm here to talk to you guys about really facing life head on. And I'm even in the midst of doing that with a certain aspect of my life. Now, I've had different aspects where, I was fighting. And honestly, it's brought me here. And fight doesn't always have to be a negative thing, it doesn't have to be something that is even violent necessarily. It could be theoretical, it could be spiritually, it could be mental, it could be physical, yes. However, it doesn't just have to be that. I feel like with a lot of things, we just see it from one perspective and not the many perspectives that it could very well, other perspectives that could be included in that. I was trying to say something else, but I kind of got lost in my train of thought. However, no, it's important to face yourself. A lot of people are scared to face themselves. A lot of people are scared to work on themselves. And honestly, you're doing yourself a disservice. You shouldn't do it for anyone else but yourself, of course. But if you see patterns, for instance, and you're having that pattern with multiple people, it might be time to take a look in the mirror. Or if you're having a constant issue with a person, it might be time to either take a look at, well, obviously you should look at yourself and see what it is that you may need to correct, or yeah, also looking at the situation and looking at that person as well, but without putting the blame on them. And that's something that I'm still working on too, especially when you're in a situation where you feel wrong, so you react to said thing. And sometimes certain things could be a misunderstanding, and sometimes people really do have you messed up and you do have to defend yourself. But it's not really the fact that you're defending yourself that's the problem. It's more so how you decide to do that. I had to learn how to get very tactful, very creative, and very yeah, I had to get tactful and creative in how I tackle my fight or flight reflexes in regards to the fight aspect specifically. Because with me, human nature, the natural reaction is to be defensive or to be angry or to lash out or, especially when you feel wronged or you feel attacked. That's a natural reaction. However, with life, it's not a one size fits all thing. I know we've all heard the term live by the sword, die by the sword. And this is coming from a former hothead. Like, I had a realization right before I turned 18, like, yo, I can't keep living life like this. I was really living in survival mode for most of my life. And at that point, it was like really bad. It was really bad. But that's another story for another day. But anyway, I had my aha moment, and after that, my perspective kind of shifted, and I also started to get into spirituality, spoke to God a lot more, prayed a lot more. Also got into astrology, natal charts, and different things. And honestly, believe it or not, natal charts really helped me conceptualize understanding people because honestly, I really didn't understand people, especially the people that I encountered. I didn't understand why they behaved the way that they did or why they would be so hateful or so just nasty. And then sometimes you meet decent people or good people, but circumstances, life, sometimes things will happen where they move or you have to move, and you can't always hold on to those friendships sometimes because, life. But what I will say is, all in all, what life has really been teaching me is that we're not as in control as we think. And again, this is coming from a person who used to be a control freak. But it's like all of these things that I used to almost in a way pride myself on because I know that if nobody is able to fight for me, I will fight for myself. And of course, wanting things to be perfect or perfect at least to you because perfection is subjective. All of that stuff doesn't really matter. Not in the way that we think it does. Like, yes, it's important to defend yourself. It is important to not let people walk all over you. Of course, I'm not saying just let people just run a mill on you, like, or run a muck on you. Heck no. I'm not the person that will tell you that. But what I am saying is sometimes the way we go about it is what keeps us back or distracts the other individual from the problem at hand. Because have you ever, like, for instance, been in a situation where someone got more so mad at your reaction versus what, instead of acknowledging what they actually did, and like they just keep focusing on that? I have dealt with a lot of interesting people, so I've learned that lesson very young. And the fact that you also have to pick and choose your battles because every battle really isn't worth fighting. I don't give a darn how much your ego may be affected by it. Sometimes that could be the difference between life or death. And I've seen that play out as well, where you can be the biggest hothead in the world. We can be the toughest, most strongest person you eat too. You could be beating everybody with your fists, or you can even be slinging weapons around and doing that too. But there's always going to be a time you're going to face a person who's going to do the same thing to you that you did to others because everybody has someone bigger and badder than them. And not even just that, sometimes the way life plays out, you can't control what happens. You might meet your match and not even know it. Or that person might just be quicker than you in that moment, and now, boom, they got to the gun before you could, and now you're not here anymore because you allowed your ego and your anger to take control of your logical mind and knowing when to pick and choose the battle. And that's not to blame anybody. Yo, we're all human. We're always going to make mistakes. It's about accountability. That's the missing factor for a lot of people. A lot of people do not want to take accountability. And I'm going to be honest, yes, sometimes when you hear things that aren't so sweet and so pleasant, it could sting, it could burn, it can make us feel uncomfortable. Some of us don't like to deal with our emotions. Some people do deal with their emotions and are more sensitive than others. And me saying sensitive is not a dig, but I'm just calling it for what it is. Obviously, if your feelings are more likely to get hurt, you're more sensitive to certain things, or maybe tone of voice, or more sensitive to words or things like that. And I grew up around environments where people were, and I learned how to be more sensitive to their emotions, their feelings, things of that sort, because I wouldn't really see it from their perspective all the time. But that's where accountability comes in, because in those moments I had to take accountability for where I was wrong. Not really, not just for them, because it is for them, but also for myself, to grow as a person, to be a better person, to know that I can not only admit where I'm wrong, but grow from that and not be stuck and stagnant in my ego or in, oh, I don't want to feel this way. When we're always going to feel things that we don't want to feel, we're always going to go through things that we may not want to go through, always going to have to do something that we might not want to do. For instance, working. Most people don't really like their job. Most people just go to get the money. But we all get up every day and put on our brave face and do what we need to do. And for some of us, until we just absolutely can't do it anymore. But usually, when that happens, that just means you're in the wrong place. And when you have that time of solitude, and when it's like very, very quiet, that's the time to kind of re-navigate and figure things out. Now, God has went through this with me a few times, and I feel like I'm finally getting it now. And He's like, "It took you about some time now." Like, most of my 20s was really like finding my place in the world, as well as finding myself. And like, it's been quite a journey, but I honestly wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything, because I wouldn't have this realization that I have now. And this is nothing. This is just a start, because as long as I keep growing and keep evolving and keep pushing through, God only knows where He will take me. I'm very excited for that. So I hope this video is useful. I hope I posted. I hope I wasn't just rambling, but we'll see. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for your support. Oh my goodness, thank you for the views. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Thank you guys. And please like, share, and subscribe if you don't mind. It really is free. It doesn't cost you anything. Help a girl out. And if you like these videos, let me know. If you want to talk about specific topics, different things, if you have any suggestions for like reading topics or anything, let me know. Please don't be shy. It's all love and light over here. Now, if you get out your neck and you start to be nasty and malicious and stuff, we will deal with you. Hopefully, we don't have to though, because it's love and light. But duality, so yin and yang. Love you guys. Hope you have a great day. Oh, and it's the 4th of July, so if you guys celebrate, happy birthday, America. It's 250 years old, if you didn't know. I can't avoid it. It's everywhere. I keep seeing it everywhere. So happy birthday, America.